What's up, you guys? I just got back from seeing Venom, and this is going to be my review, what I liked about it. If you have not seen the movie, go ahead and go watch it, and come back to this video later, because I am going to get into some spoilers, so don't want to spoil anything for you. So, this is actually a hell of a lot better than what all the critics and other people were saying that is, a bad movie. And I know that there's a lot of Lady Gaga fans that were bashing this movie, making fake reviews, and this is all BS. This is actually a pretty good movie. A lot better than what I thought it would be. There was not any mention of Spider-Man or, anything. I never did see any Spider-Man posters or pictures or anything. And I think it actually worked for this new Spider-Verse that Fox is trying to do. And hopefully they'll keep it up. But with this one, with this Venom movie, following the Venom Lethal Protector comic book series. And it takes place there in San Francisco. And it starts with Nathan Drake. In the Life Foundation, and basically what he's doing is Dr. Drake is trying to get, I guess, basically stuff to help cure people from like cancer and other diseases, and he's getting it from outer space. And he had sent up this shuttle that his corporation made up into space, and it came out, and when it came back, it crash landed in Malaysia, and one of the symbiotes had gotten out and infected somebody, and it came over to finally found its way over to San Francisco. So he was trying to do all these tests with rabbits and stuff like that, trying to mate the symbiote with a host. And then so you catch up with Eddie Brock, excuse me, which in the comics is Venom. And so basically, he's a reporter. He moved from New York to San Francisco. He's living with his fiance, and she's a lawyer. And so basically, he gets a job from his boss to do an interview with Dr. Drake. Carlton Drake, isn't Nathan? It's Carlton Drake, and talk about his spaceship in the space program. And he starts going on about them killing people because he had looked in his fiance's, her laptop and saw her confidential files that her firm is representing the Life Foundation. And saw that, people had died. So he starts bringing all that up. And he ends up getting fired. So basically then what happens is that the female doctor that works with Dr. Drake, Carlton Drake, that this lady ends up getting him to come and look into it. And he gets loose in the facility, and ends up coming in contact with this lady that he knows, a homeless person. And basically she was infected with the Venom symbiote. So he ends up getting infected, and this whole time that they're trying to find people, the Life Foundation was trying to find a suitable host for the symbiote, so that they could have a thing called symbiosis, so that they could find the perfect match, so that the human, or the host, and the symbiote could live together, and the symbiote could live here on Earth, and that they could live out in space, because they were found on a meteor. And there's millions of these parasites, these symbiotes. And then so they get bonded, and then through the whole movie, I think Eddie Brock was cast perfectly by Tom Hardy. I think Tom Hardy. I think did a pretty damn good job of playing uh, Eddie Brock, and the interactions between him and Venom. I think are like really funny. That he was just kind of scared of the of the symbiote, but they ended up kind of having a harmonious relationship, and they end up being real good together. And I think it was really funny, all the stuff that how they're interacting and everything. And so one of the symbiotes ended up dying in the lab, and Carlton Drake ends up getting bonded with Riot. And then so Eddie Brock ends up getting separated from Venom. His fiance, the guy that he's supposed to marry, they had broken up because he betrayed her, and she ended up getting it for a little bit, and he got it back. And so this whole time, Carlton Drake is trying to stop Venom to get Eddie Brock and get the Venom symbiote back so that he can start bonding it with other people. And he ends up getting bonded with the Riot symbiote. And then so they start fighting, and so because he's still trying to get back, and they start fighting, and it's actually, I thought, a lot of good action and explosions and stuff, and I really enjoyed it. So finally, at the end of the movie, Carlton Drake is trying to go back up in his spaceship to get more of the millions of symbiotes that's out there, and Eddie Brock finally stops him and blows up the spaceship, and Riot ends up getting killed, and then so did Venom. He ended up dying, and then Eddie Brock ended up being saved, and he's talking with his girlfriend. So when she leaves, or his ex-fiance, I should say, so when he leaves, kind of find out that he ended up getting back somehow, they didn't say, but somehow he ended up getting back the Venom symbiote. And so now they're basically talked and made a deal that they only hurt really, really bad people and leave the good people alone. So as he's walking down down the street, Stan Lee is there, and he's walking his dog, and they stop and talk, and Venom wanted to eat the dog. And so he's, I guess, going to be keeping up with the symbiote, and I guess they're going to stay together. And they kind of left it open to where they could have another movie or more Venom movies. And I think they actually made it work without having Spider-Man in the movie. And I think they could still continue the Spider-Verse, and then maybe whenever Fox and Marvel Studios, Disney merge, maybe they could they could continue the series then, maybe, if they decide to. And so it's pretty good. There's some violence in it, which is, not too bad, but it's still good. The violence is great, all the action. And I think that, like I said, with the symbiote and Eddie Brock, I think it's really good. The chemistry between them is really funny. And I think it's a good movie. And you have to wait till the very end, or the post-credit scenes, because they said that Woody Harrelson was cast in this movie. And he never did show up at all at the movie until the very last bit of it, the post-credit scene, where Eddie Brock is going to San Quentin, and Eddie Brock's in prison. He's in this really locked up cell, and basically he's talking with him, and he said that he's telling Eddie Brock that, apparently he's a serial killer, and he's telling him that when he gets out, that there's going to be carnage. And pretty much it ended right there. And excuse me, that pretty much that confirms that Woody Harrelson was casted as Cletus Cassidy, which is the serial killer, and he becomes Carnage. And I know that there's like more symbiotes, because I know there's like an anti-Venom and a whole bunch of them, but they really only showed Riot and Venom as the symbiotes. And then they introduced Cletus Cassidy, but didn't do the symbiote. So that's going to be interesting to see how they do that whenever they continue, if and when they do, after the merger between Disney and Fox. So that'd be kind of interesting. Well, that was what I liked about it, kind of had a little bit of the movie. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like on the video. And go ahead, while you're at it, go ahead and share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified when I do upload. And go ahead and check out the rest of my content I do have on my channel. Until next time.